All right, everyone, welcome back to Inspirations Beauty Show. By now, you guys all know me. I'm Danielle, and you've heard me talk about Alicia on the podcast. You've probably heard me talk about her on my Instagram. And finally, now we get to introduce her to you guys. So to you guys who are watching us on YouTube, you get to see her beautiful face. For those of you guys who are just listening to us on the podcast, if you want to, we also upload all our episodes on our new YouTube channel as well, just for convenience. And of course, I think it's more fun that sometimes you can like hang out with us in like personal form. So here we are, we're going to introduce you to her so that you know her on a better level, that you know her personally. You can follow her on Instagram, get to know her. She's our fourth guest on the show, so that's super exciting. And she'll be on here probably quite a bit. Of course, sharing about her favorite things of skincare and her success with clients and things like that. So everyone, welcome Alicia. We're so excited to not only have her on the podcast, on the YouTube channel, but also so thankful and grateful to have her in the clinic.
Thank you.
So let's learn about you. Tell us a bit about yourself. Maybe like, how did you find the skincare world, or like what brought your passion with skincare? How do we start working together? Like just kind of
dive in.
Yeah,
sure.
Tell us.
Okay, so my name is Alicia. I'm 23 years old. I went to school in Hamilton at the International Beauty Institute, where I completed my skin therapist program. I struggled, like how did I find the skincare world would be my whole life I struggled with acne, and it was pretty like daunting, I would say, like on just like your overall perspective of yourself and all of that kind of stuff. If you struggle with acne, you know how it feels. So I think I was always kind of like interested in skincare without knowing that I was interested in skincare, because I was always trying to treat my skin and heal my skin. What brought me to like my passion would be once I found out that like everything that the industry was telling me to do to treat my acne was wrong and just like not good for you at all. So unfortunate. That's pretty much what drove like my passion for skincare. That's when I started to do more research on how your skin works overall, how you can heal your skin better, what things the industry tells you that is not good for you, and kind of how to identify those things. So that's when I started getting really interested in how to properly take care of your skin. And then how I got into school, I like struggled for a long time figuring out what I wanted to do for a career. One of my friends was taking the program that I took, and the second she told me about it, I was like, oh my God, that's what I want to do. Like that is for me. And I ended up signing up for the same course within an hour of our like little chat. So I was like super eager to get started and learn as much as I possibly could. And then how I got started with Danielle would be I found her Instagram account through a friend of mine who was a client of hers. And she's also a holistic nutritionist. If you listen to the previous episode, then you would know Lexi.
Like two with her now, yeah.
Two with Lexi now. So Lexi and I knew each other from our small town Woodstock where we grew up. And as soon as I listened to their first episode, and I got hooked with Danielle's podcast, and I listened to it all the time. I listened to the whole thing start to finish. And then I became like a little fangirl. I was always like creeping the Insta, listening to the episodes. And then I saw that she had posted that she was going to hire her first esthetician to come work in Inspirations Beauty. And that is when I got in touch with her. And I kind of forced my way into her life from there.
I accidentally ignored her for a little bit, and it was like so unintentional, because like life just gets busy, especially if you're an entrepreneur listening to this. And there was a lot of things thrown at me that we won't get into that like scared me to hire. And it was just like, oh God. But thankfully she followed up. So also a little tidbit, little business tidbit. If you guys have applied to a job, follow up, because it clearly works. It clearly works.
It does. Which my mom would tell me that all the time.
Like, yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like they chose somebody else. Follow up.
Moms are
you
always
never know.
Right. All right. So what has been your favorite part with working in the clinic, or what, like maybe your favorite thing that you've learned in the clinic, your favorite tips you've given clients that you have found successful, or maybe that they've messaged you and been like, oh my God, that's the best thing I've learned.
I would say like my favorite thing that I've learned working in the clinic is the client's relationship with themselves, which obviously I kind of knew that a little bit with my own relationship with my skin, struggling from acne. But when you hear like from other people and you get to know like how they look at their skin, I think it's really interesting to learn how you can help them change that and how important it is to change that for the health of your skin and the health of your mental health. So that was one of my favorite things to learn how to navigate when I first started here. It feels really good to help people with that. Another favorite thing I learned in the clinic would be probably like relating to the things that people do with their skin that they shouldn't be doing with their skin, but being able to be like, hey, I was there, and teaching them how they can change that and up level their skincare to actually heal their skin. That's probably my favorite part about working with clients.
And I think just interrupt that too, is like that part is to give the power back to the clients as well, to be like, hey, like we're here with you, like you can make these decisions, but also giving education. Like the more that we provide for our clients, I know we've had this discussion a million times, like the more that we can teach you guys, the more that we can help you guys, you rely on us less, which actually is what we want. As crazy as it sounds from a practitioner standpoint, it's like we actually want to give the power back to you guys. We want to educate you guys to the best ability so that we just enhance your routine, we enhance your results through facials, and that we're your little like best friend in your pocket that kind of like you carry around with you. So that's where like answering those questions and really like educating and providing that and building that relationship that you talk about is like for us at this clinic is I think why we're so successful. It's because we deal with it, and not to toot our own horn, we deal with it in a completely different way.
Which is amazing, and I love that about this business.
So the
favorite tip is less exfoliation. That was probably one of the biggest things I struggled with, because anytime you go to the store for an acne treatment, it's an exfoliating product and it always says apply twice daily, which is so wrong. You should not be exfoliating twice daily at all. So that's one of my favorite things I like to talk about with clients is actually less exfoliation, and you'll notice a huge difference in your overall skin health and your acne as well.
We do have 2 episodes, or maybe even 3. We have quite a few resources about that because, as Alicia mentioned, it's pretty hyped up in the skincare world, exfoliation. We're not saying it's not important. There's a lot of benefits to it. There's a lot of skin types that can really benefit from it. But I think it's just over talked about and over like almost like romanticized, like exfoliation is this like amazing thing where like I would almost argue a good serum or your sunscreen actually serves more benefit. But so if you want to learn more about exfoliation, the tips that she's explaining that she talks with her clients, you can listen to those episodes as well. We'll post them in the show notes and the notes for YouTube, so you can listen to those and learn from us there too.
Perfect.
Okay, so what has been your favorite product that you've started to use, that you've added into your routine, and maybe what's your favorite service that you have? So the other fun part with working here is everything that she's learning, she actually gets done on her. So she can feel it, she can smell it, she can see the results, she can see what the downtime is like. Just to experience it all so that she can inform you guys on how it's like. I'm getting way too excited as we talk about skincare. So tell us your favorite product that you've been using, and then your favorite service that you've had done to you and why.
Perfect. I'm gonna say 2 products because it's so hard for me to choose one. Probably obvious if you follow my Instagram account, my favorite product would be the Elta MD sunscreen tinted. It's just such an amazing product. It's very lightweight and hydrating. It's a moisturizer and a sunscreen in one, so it's super easy to get that SPF in your morning. It's so sheer, it does not feel like a sunscreen at all, which is why I love it. If you've used sunscreens in the past that have been like oily or have a white cast, like this product does not have that at all. and it's probably like just like my favorite step in my routine because the product just feels so nice on your skin. And you know that you're protecting yourself when you put it on, so it kind of gives you that little bit of relief as well. And then my second favorite product is the cleansing complex. I think this product has taken my skin to a new level. I've never had a cleanser that does so well at treating acne as well. It's crazy. Like when I have a little breakout or something and I cleanse with this cleanser, it's like the breakout goes away so much faster than with any other product I've ever used before. So, and it's amazing at taking off your makeup as well. So it's just a really great cleanser overall. My favorite service that I've learned here at the clinic is Fire and Ice.
Oh.
It's a special one because if you do not have the Is Clinical brand in your spa, you can't offer this facial. So it's only here.
Yeah.
I love this facial because the mix of the hot and the cool in the products is really interesting to me. Like the way that it affects your skin, the way that it heals your skin together is really interesting. It feels really cool while you're getting the facial done, and the results are crazy. I think I've never really experienced such crazy results from a facial like that before. It's really good for treating everything that it treats. The results will be really crazy. Like if you're trying to treat acne or you're trying to treat your fine lines, wrinkles, or your broken capillaries, whatever it is that you're trying to treat with this facial, you'll notice a huge difference from this service. So that's why I love it so much.
And was that your favorite one that you've had done as well?
Yes, that's my favorite one that I've had done as well. I love them all, but it definitely, I saw the best results with that treatment so far. So
that's so fun. And it's interesting because obviously I love that facial too, but my favorite so far from you has been dermaplaning and the glass facial.
Yeah.
The glass facial is a new one, so we don't have any podcasts or blogs about it yet. But so far that's been my favorite, and more for like the drier skin types. And I wanted the dermaplaning gives that exfoliation, but then the dome and the like vitamin infuser and stuff is like next level for me. So it's just like so funny and all the services we offer, like the ones that we pick as our favorites.
Yeah.
But there's also so much more to come. So maybe we'll do another episode in a little bit to see what our new favorites are, because we have like seven new treatments coming, which is
awesome.
crazy.
So awesome.
It is. It's really exciting. So tell us a little bit about you. I think we want to learn a little bit more about you personally. Like give us some 3 random facts about you, or like, I don't know, who's Alicia? You know, what can they get to know you for?
Well, yeah, we'll go with like a 3 random facts. Keep it nice and simple. But I grew up and live in Woodstock. I'd say like I'm a pretty creative person. Like I have a lot of hobbies, which sometimes can be like overwhelming because I do too many things at once. But I don't know, I just really like to create different things and do a lot of fun stuff. Side note, a little project that I'm working on right now is a candle making business, perhaps. It's been a hobby for a while now, but I'm thinking about bringing it to life, I guess. So maybe watch out for those in the future. And I would say that another fact would be I'm like I love education. I love learning about new things. And recently I've been diving into health and just like overall well-being. So I'm really interested in like yoga and meditation and how that affects your mental and your body health, as well as like nutrition and skin. Everything that I learn about is pretty much related to skin. But yeah, I think that just education overall and being really interested in learning new things is a big thing about me. So yeah.
I find when you're in, at least for me, and maybe I'm biased because, you know, you're the other person that works in the clinic, but like when you learn about skin, it's truly an obsession. Like you learn something and then it like gives a gateway to something else, and then that's tied to skin, and you're like, oh my God, everything's tied to skin. And like, it's just like this obsession. So if you ever need someone to talk about skin, we are your girls, because it's definitely a passion and we both get like very fired up.
Yeah,
when we
really excited.
So can you tell us a little bit how we can like book with you, or how we can follow you, or if someone has a question for you, how they can get in contact with you?
Yeah, of course. So I have an Instagram. It's called alicia.inspirationsbeauty. So you can find me there for information. I post like different tips on things. I post information about the services that I offer. You can also message me on there if you have questions or concerns. If you'd like to book with me, I have online booking now at inspirationsbeauty.com, clinic.com. So if you'd like to book with me, you can go online there. Sometimes I'll post like last minute appointments on my story, so you can watch out for those as well.
So the other thing too, guys, is now that she's available online, you don't have to actually just DM her. You can go online yourselves, which is going to be really, really handy, which is nice because then you can see the availability for her as well.
Yeah.
So totally do that. So I've had, like I said, I think you're the fourth guest on the podcast, and we usually ask the question. So I'm going to ask it to you because it's really important on the podcast and just in general, because I think these questions we don't really think about. And like when we're asked it, it's almost like, oh God, like we have to think of ourselves. We have to love ourselves. And it's this like weird, awkward thing. So I'm going to throw you not under the bus, but we're going to make you feel a little bit vulnerable. So I want to know one thing or multiple, whatever you want. What makes you internally beautiful?
Internally beautiful, I would say that I'm a pretty like trustworthy person, and I would say like compassion is another thing that I have. Like I'm very, I really like to help people. Like if people, I want people to feel comfortable coming to me to speak to me, and I want to be able to make them feel better. So I think that's what makes me internally beautiful.
Yeah. Hence why she's working here, because she's an angel. And like that type of stuff is so important too, because as we know, like working with skin is so vulnerable. So having the trustworthy part is so beneficial, because then they know their information is safe with you, they know it's safe within the clinic. And compassion, of course, especially like you having your own journey, but like in addition to that, like not even including your own acne journey, like having compassion for people in all aspects is like incredibly important in this industry. So I'm so glad that you have those qualities. Tell me something that makes you externally beautiful.
Externally beautiful, I would say my two are probably like my cheekbones. I love my cheekbones. I think they're stellar. And then I really like my big dark brown eyes.
Yes, you do have beautiful eyes. I mean, you're beautiful in tomorrow. But it's so funny too, like how even we switched to talking about internal or external beautiful, and it's almost like you don't want to like say it. Like it's so interesting, right? Like how we think like what's good about me internally. Oh, okay, like this. Like it's almost awkward. So I almost encourage you guys, or I do encourage you guys to ask yourself those questions and be confident with your answers. And just think about how even that you can show up, even practice them in the morning, because that will change like how you look at yourself in the mirror. That will change how you carry yourself.
You can turn them into like affirmations that you say in the morning. It will really help like build your relationship with yourself. It will help you love yourself and be more confident in yourself for sure.
Yeah, which is obviously important. Well, thank you so much for being here at the clinic and working with us, but also thank you for being a guest and showing your beautiful face to all of our followers. We're so excited to get to know you. And I'm just so thankful. I'm so thankful for you, and I'm so thankful for your energy.
Thank you. I'm so thankful to be here.
Yeah, and I'm sure you'll be on many more episodes, hopefully. Even maybe your own you can do. Well, thank you everyone for listening and hanging out with us. If you guys have any questions, always give them to us. We like to answer them. We'll do Q&As on our podcast or blog, whatever you guys need. We're here to serve you, and we want to educate you, as we talked about at the beginning. Like that's kind of our first and foremost importance in our business is education. So if you have anything that you want to learn, anything that you want to know, give us a shout, and we would love to help you. So thank you so much, and stay internally and externally beautiful, all you inspirational beings, and we'll chat soon.